Hi, my name is Yaku, and today we'll be learning about rheumatoid arthritis and exercise. Before we begin, I would like to disclaim that you should always seek the care of a medical professional and a physician before doing any kind of bouts of exercise and before following any of the steps and procedures in the presentation. I am also just a student in the field of fitness, and I'm still broadening my knowledge about how the body works. I cannot be held responsible for any injury or pain as a result of following this presentation. I also want you to have a pen and a piece of paper out so that you can, throughout the presentation, write down 3 facts you didn't know before, 2 questions that you have, and 1 piece of feedback from myself just to tell me how I did. So rheumatoid arthritis affects the joints of the body, and there are 3 classifications. The synarthrosis joints, which are immovable, like the sutures of the skull. They are joined together, but they don't move. Amphiarthrosis, which are slightly movable, like the vertebrates in the back. They can move, but only to an extent. And diarthrosis, which are fully movable joints in the wrist, in the elbow, in the shoulder. They can move in all kinds of different directions. These 2 joints together are classified as synovial joints, and those are the joints that rheumatoid arthritis attacks. So synovial joints hold synovial joint cavities, which hold synovial fluids. And synovial fluid is an egg white-like fluid that flows throughout the body, flows throughout the joints, that is responsible for reducing friction and shock absorption, acts as a lubricant so the joints can freely move together. It also provides oxygen, which eliminates waste, just to make sure everything is flowing smoothly. So rheumatoid arthritis is a systematic autoimmune disease, which means that the body's immune system attacks its own joint cartilage and linings, and also the synovial membranes. So what happens is that the synovial membranes thickens up, and the fluid accumulates, which causes swelling, in terms of swelling, irritation, inflammation, and pain. Without the fluid moving thoroughly around the joints, an abnormal pannus tissue forms, which eats away at the bone cartilage, exposing the bone. And again, without that fluid moving freely, the bone-to-bone friction can be very painful. And in the worst-case scenario, the pannus will ossify, fusing the bones together. And as scary as this might sound, arthritis can be easily suppressed and maintained through a balance of exercise and also medicine given to you by your physician. Before doing any kind of exercise, especially if you have arthritis, it is always recommended that you follow a 10 to 15 minute warm-up just before your exercise, because the immobility of the joints will build up the synovial fluid. It will become very thick and viscous. The more movement that you have throughout your joints, the viscosity of that fluid will decrease, making it easier for the fluid to flow around the joints. More fluid movement, less stress on the joint. And if you stand up, and we'll actually try some together, just to show you what I mean. We're going to start with the hands and the wrist. We're going to start with some simple adduction and adduction of the fingers. So we're just going to have palms up, fingers together, and then just move them slightly apart and back together. And it is recommended that you do this very slowly and focus on any kind of pain or irritation that you may feel. And to not push yourself, not to go too fast if it does hurt. Another one is the opposition of the fingers. So you're just going to take your thumb to index, to middle, to ring, and to pinky fingers, and you're going to go back the other way. Just to make sure that the joints and the fingers can freely move together. Get the fluid moving. Another exercise you can do is you can gently make a fist. So again, we're going to start at the very tips of the fingers. Slowly bring them in and end up making a fist. And you hold it for a few seconds. Again, pay attention to any kind of pain that you may feel and come back out. Do each exercise 8 to 10 times, just to make sure the fluid is fully flowing through your joints. before you do any kinds of exercises. Just make sure you don't hurt yourself. Another one is the flexion and extension of the arms, so arms to the sides. And just bring your arms up, make a fist, with your fist touch your shoulders. Come back down, flexion at the elbow, and at the wrist to touch your shoulders. So make sure the whole arm is fully mobile. No issues there before you start your workout. Pronation and supination of the wrist and arms, so your arms to your sides, palms facing up, and simply just palms facing down. Another exercise you can do is adduction and adduction of the arms. Again, arms to the side, and reach to the sky, and come back down. To ensure some proper movement of the shoulder joints, just so there's no stiffness in the arm. For the lower body, we're going to just simply march in place. Lose the knee joints, lose the hip joints, and gets the blood flowing. And another exercise we're going to do is just a simple calf raise in turns. Raise your body with your toes. Make sure the ankle gets the same kind of treatment. Another great exercise to do when you do suffer from arthritis is aquatic exercise, and that's because the buoyancy of the water will make you lighter in space, makes less stress and less pressure on the joints, making it a little bit easier for you to move. If you're in any kind of warm water, like say the hot tub, or the water is just warm, it'll help reduce joint stiffness because it will relax the muscles around that joint. You will also be using your full body to kind of keep afloat in the water. It'll move all the joints in the body that you usually don't move. Swimming also boosts your cardiovascular health, which just means that you'll be healthier in the long run. You'll be seeing a lot of results from that. And the demographic of rheumatoid arthritis is more popular in seniors, and there are a lot of senior aquatic programs out there at any kind of swimming pool. They do focus on seniors a bit more just because of that reason. Other practices that will also help, some Tai Chi, yoga, and cycling as well. But again, we are going to ensure that you go to a doctor or physician beforehand just to see if these exercises are right for you. And another way of keeping track of the way you work out is using the Exercise is Medicine's FIT acronym, which stands for frequency, intensity, time, and type. So the more frequently you exercise, the more time you spend exercising, the more results you will see, the more inclined you'll be to go back to exercising, go back to the gym, because you are seeing the results, you are feeling better. The type of intensity of the exercise matters. Again, if you do have rheumatoid arthritis, you don't want to go too much, you don't want to overwork yourself, because that will definitely give you some increased pain, inflammation, and some flare-ups. You also don't want to do too little, because if you do too little, you're not going to see any kind of results. Not really anything's really going to change. And again, consult your physician to see what kind of intensity is the best one for you. For time, not a lot of people have the time to work out for 45 minutes to an hour every single day. So it is also recommended that you do break them up. If you're going to go for 30 minutes, break it up into 3 10-minute increments throughout the day, just to ensure that you do get the proper blood flow going, get the synovial fluids going, do those exercises we just did to ensure that your joints are getting the exercise that they need. The type of exercise also is going to determine what kind of results you see. You see endurance training, either strength training around the joints, aquatic training. And then there's also the same thing, approach your physician to see which type of exercise would be better for your condition. Everybody is different, everybody has different needs, and everybody needs to be treated differently. So it is our job as PFTs to be able to determine which is the best exercise type for our clients. thank you very much for your time, and I hope that you did learn a lot. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Have a great day.